YouTube, hey YouTube, hey YouTube, hey. Let's talk Thrones. Okay, so Game of Thrones, The Red Woman, the first episode of season 6. Holy hell, it happened. We've all watched it now. In case this wasn't clear, this is a spoiler video. I'm going to spoil things. I'm going to talk about things that happened in the episode. If you have not watched the episode, do not watch this video. Go and watch that, then come back, please. I'll see you later. All the best. Cheerio now. There they go. Now, we can talk. So, right. We're off the map now, kids. I've read the books. God, I hate myself for saying that. I've read the books. I have read the books. I've been waiting to find out whether or not Jon Snow is dead or alive since 2011 or 2010, whenever the last book came out. So, dude, yeah, I mean, I didn't think, the show being the show, I didn't think we were going to get a quick answer to that, but they open it so cunningly, just like this crawl back into Castle Black, back down onto Jon Snow's body that's been bleeding out for quite a bit. And I couldn't help but think, are we going to see him just sort of go and just like gasp for air again, and like, because if he did, oh my god. But this show can't help itself. I hope it's not gonna drag this out too long, but they wisely sort of sidestep it, and in a cool way. One thing I want to touch on, I mean, they pick up immediately from that. Davos is like, right, get the body inside, and then all of a sudden they're in the middle of a Night's Watch coup. So one thing I did notice was Davos tells them to get the body inside, and he has looked down at the ground, and there's like burn marks, there's scorch marks in the snow and on the ground where his body was. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? Watch it again, dude. I'm telling you, it's there. I felt so bad for Ghost. But this is not the Jon Snow show. There are other things in play here, and the first episode is not about him at all. It looms large, but it's not about him. Across the Narrow Sea, we've got Daenerys. Yeah, she's been captured by the Dothraki. It's made quite clear that she's been captured. She hasn't reunited with them. They haven't welcomed her back with loving arms. I really love that scene where she goes up to the guy, was it Khal Moro? Khal Moro, this new guy. I like this new Khal. He's funny, and he's got these two little advisors who are just talking shit all the time. I like it. And he's like, seeing a naked woman beautiful for the first time is one of the best things in the world. And they're like, what about this? What about breaking a wild horse? What about taking over a conqueror? What about killing another cow? He's like, all right, seeing another woman naked for the first time is one of the 5 best things in the world, guys. I love that. I was like, I like this guy. They're having little Dothraki hues on first. I love it. That was funny, and I like that scene. She was like, I'm Daenerys Targaryen. She lists all of her titles, and I'm like, that means nothing. You're nothing. She's like, well, I'm Khal Drogo's wife. I was like, oh, okay. Whoa, all right, bro. Khal Drogo's widow. So it buys her a little time. She's not going to be hurt or raped or anything like that. But they also say, right, now you've got to go and be a nun. So we got to take you back to Vaes Dothrak to be a nun now. Bye. I'm going to try not to recap the entire episode because I've seen other people do that. I just want to talk about the stuff that I really dug, the stuff that I really enjoyed. First thing, the Sansa and Reek escape. Oh my god. That was arduous, dude. And it was really nicely shot. They have a nice bit where Sansa and Theon, not Reek. Reek is dead, thank Christ. Where they had that little hug under the tree, and the camera pans out nicely, and then we hear a dog barking. He's like, the scene isn't over. They're still being chased. I like that. That was awesome. Speaking of dogs, that's good meat. Feed it to dogs. That guy's insane. He's such a bastard in every way. But holy hell, I liked it. And yeah, so that bit, and it was just so like, please don't have the next scene be Sansa and Theon being dragged back to Winterfell for this. We can't, give us a reprieve. But then, oh my god, Brienne and Pod come galloping through the trees. My fiance jumped up and applauded at that. She was like, yes! Because it is one of those moments where you just can't help but cheer. It's like, yes, there she goes. Brienne just coming in, kicking ass. The first guy turns around, he's like, it's a bloody woman. Smack, he's the first to die. Yes, have that misogyny. Awesome, awesome scene. And then she, she dispatches the guys. Theon helps. Podrick, I was worried Podrick was going to die. What does he know? I mean, he killed one guy one time, but generally speaking, but hell, man. Oh, and Brienne finally she offers her sword to Sansa, and there's a really nice moment where Sansa doesn't know the words because she's never been the Lady of Winterfell, but in Brienne's eyes, she is. And she is! Actually, officially she is. What are we talking about? That's awesome. So, yeah, I'd like to see them start their own little resistance to the Boltons' occupation. And even the Boltons know that, like, we're on treacherous territory here. We've killed Baratheons, but the Lannisters are going to come for us now because we've taken in Sansa Stark. We gotta get her back. You've got to get her pregnant. That's the only way. I don't want that. They mentioned, it was like, oh, let's go to the north. Let's go north. Jon Snow's at the wall. Like, don't do that. You didn't get the memo. Don't go somewhere else, please. Dorne. The Dorne storyline annoys me a lot. It was a stupid storyline in the last season. It continues to be somewhat stupid, but also frustrating. The guy who plays Prince Doran, Alexander Siddig, I looked him up. He's a great theatre actor. And they've just killed him. They've just murdered him. I was like, I really dug that guy last season. I thought he was great. He had this sort of quiet, calculating menace. But they murdered him because these people can't see the bigger picture. In the books, he plays a long game. He plays a long con. He sends one of his sons out to go and woo Daenerys to try and get her to bring one of the dragons or all of the dragons back and join their cause to overthrow the Lannisters. That's not happening. Because fuck the books, I guess. Like I said, we're off the map. But they have this really quick murder scene, and it threw me. And then it shows your man Trystane on the boat, and he gets murdered by the Sand Snakes. The Sand Snakes are gunning for King's Landing, man. I mean, I don't like those characters, but if they're getting them to do something, active, grand. Speaking of King's Landing, the Cersei and Jaime scene where he's like, fuck prophecy, fuck fate, we're going to take it all back. I don't know, this worries me. Jaime's been on a redemptive arc. Redemptive, is that even a word? A redeeming arc throughout the last couple of seasons, and this feels like a real big step back. Anytime he falls back into Cersei's clutches, that's a toxic relationship for him. So now he's declaring war on the world. He's like, we're going to get it all back. We're going to take everything back. I'm like, okay. But I guess losing your daughter niece will do that to you. Let me see, what else? Oh, what the hell, what else am I talking about? God, I'd be remiss if I don't talk about what happens at the end. Now, the final scene is a strong case for... We're all expecting Melisandre to revive Jon Snow, bring him back from the dead, because we've seen a Red Priest do that before. But this is a really good scene for what if she isn't convinced she should? What if she doesn't feel that that's the right thing to do? And we see that because last season, she sacrificed a little girl at the stake. And it was still wrong. Even it was wrong morally, but it didn't get the desired effect either. It didn't pay off. And she's got a crisis of faith now. She's like, what if this isn't real? What if I'm just wasting my time? And then she takes off this necklace and she looks at herself, and it's so weird. It's like, it's a Michael Jackson song. She's talking to the man, Crone, in the mirror, and she's wondering if she can change her ways, effectively. But damn, man, like that, the prosthetics there. Oh my God, and now the debate's going to begin, because that's the real Melisandre. She takes off her necklace, she takes off her clothes. Whenever she started to strip, it's like, well, here we go again. She's just getting naked for any old reason. Hell no. We don't know where her powers come from exactly, but it turns out, I've heard reports that she's 400 years old. She's at least 100 years old. The point is, she's old. She's an old woman witch. The Melisandre that we know is just a front that she puts up. It's an appearance. It's a disguise. And just seeing her get into bed naked and vulnerable and defeated, it's really eye-opening. And they sell it so well. So it's not a case of, oh, it's a sure thing. She's going to bring him back. What if she isn't convinced she can? What if she doesn't believe in her power anymore? And that makes things all the more precarious. I hope they're not going to drag that storyline out, especially because, you know, in the wall time, only like a few hours has passed. Beyond that, but those are my thoughts on the premiere episode of Season 6, Game of Thrones, The Red Woman. If you like this vid, please click like, subscribe, view, share, all the usual jazz. And I'll see you next week for episode 2.